Welcome back, fight fans, and now we're going to see Scott Bisak make his debut. Now, Josh, most of us, we haven't seen him fight yet. Give us a little scouting report.
Scott Bisak, out of the Lion's Den, one of not founders, but one of the fresh recruits to be brought to Pancrase by Ken and the Lion's Den. Big guy, 6'4", I think he runs around 285, one of the larger competitors within Pancrase, but new to this environment, but if he can use his size to his advantage, he might find success.
Yusuke Fuke versus Scott Bisak.
Scott Bisak, as you said, Josh, pretty big guy, 6'4", 240 pounds, and the man he's fighting, Yusuke Fuke, not one of the bigger guys in MMA. Do you see any matchup problems based on both fighters' physical size and stature?
Well, Fuke should have the submission knowledge and the speed, you'd figure, but hey, power and size can certainly slow a person down and negate that technique ability if Fuke is unable to really move or apply much pressure against Bisak.
And as we've said before, Scott Bisak making his debut, Yusuke Fuke, it's his 5th fight. He's 2-2, and Fuke had a pretty successful career, Josh, going all the way up to 2003.
Yeah, Fuke is a real veteran of the sport, coming from the UWF, like some of his cohorts, like Suzuki and Funaki. But as you see there, even with a successful double leg shot, Bisak too much man for Fuke to take off his feet.
And Bisak, so far, displaying some good knowledge. Fuke went for the double leg takedown, was not successful.
Yeah, it leads me to believe that Bisak certainly has some wrestling experience.
Bisak on top, coming from the Lion's Den. And if he is from the Lion's Den, you've got to expect that he has learned some submission moves over his time there.
Yeah, certainly he's going to have rudimentary knowledge of arm and leg locks, especially things like the heel hook, which are a real favorite of Ken Shamrock's.
Bisak has Fuke in the middle of the ring,
working for what looks to be maybe a top wrist lock, or now moving to a half guard position and controlling the neck.
And Fuke, he looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble. Just in how much danger is he exactly in right now?
Well, he seems very aware of Bisak's intention. Bisak trying to lock up the top wrist lock there, as you see, but Fuke's got his arms locked and keeping him high above his head. And there's a break from their proximity to the ropes, but Fuke very, very aware of the danger he's in, and just making minor adjustments to not allow Bisak to lock it in.
And Fuke going for another takedown, but the size of Bisak being shown right there. And once again, Fuke 0 for 2 on takedowns so far.
Yeah, Bisak just too big, too strong for Fuke at this point.
And once again, the fighter's near the ropes. If Bisak's wise, he should be trying to move Fuke into the middle of the ring right now.
Exactly. He's on top. He's able to put his weight onto Fuke right now. It would be much wiser to move him away from the ropes to continue to lay his weight on top of him.
And looks like Bisak is throwing right palm strikes to the face of Fuke while he's down. Now, while that is legal, there's an unwritten rule and understanding among fighters that you just don't do that.
Yeah, you know, they have a nice reversal by Fuke heading into the side control position. Most of the fighters in Pancrase do not elect to use the ground and pound type attacks because of the many matches they would have to fight on tours, and also that they were really not about the violence of the sport, but really trying to show the most technique.
And Fuke looks like he got the armbar, and Bisak has to grab the rope for an escape. He's just been deducted 1 point.
Yeah, and that's the kind of technique like I'm talking about. Instead of trying to pound out a victory, Fuke instead looking for a nice submission like that, an armbar to finish this fight.
And it looks like Fuke's picked up a thing or two. This time he gets the takedown.
Yeah, it looks like the momentum coming off of that armbar has really helped help Fuke to sort of get that energy up and maybe even slowed Bisak down a little bit, caught him off guard, and has taken a bit of the fight out of him.
Now, I'm not exactly sure how much training Bisak had leading up this competition, but he's got to be a little bit winded. He's a pretty big guy.
Nice heel hook attempt by, and he gets it by Fuke.
He taps out. And Yusuke Fuke wins his 3rd fight, 3-4 in the first round. Scott Bisak yet to win a match. This match ends in the first round at 3 minutes and 4 seconds.
そうですね、なんか最初結構デビュー戦っていうか最初の試合なんでバーッと来ると思ったんですよ僕。でそれでこうやってその隙でこうタックルに行こうと思ったんですけど、 それが全然来なかったんで、逆になんかあーっていうような感じで、僕の攻撃もちょっと中途半端になって、でそれで結構そうですね、なんかどう攻めようかなと思ってるままにこう決まったっていうような感じですね。
And now this next fight, I'm sure you can't wait to watch this. We've got two huge names, Masakatsu Funaki and Bas Rutten.
And this, I believe, will be the first meeting between the two of them of what would be a legendary series of fights.
And let's see how that first meeting went.
Masakatsu Funaki versus Bas Rutten.
And as we see Bas Rutten coming into the ring now, his nickname is El Guapo, Josh, which 4 years of high school Spanish has taught me means the handsome one. Now, I think you're the perfect person to ask because your nickname is the babyface assassin. Is Bas Rutten worthy of the nickname El Guapo?
You know what? I would slip Bas Rutten my number if I had a few drinks.
And of course, Bas Rutten, a very good striker, but Funaki, good all around, but he's a submission specialist. I think he's going to want to take this fight to the ground.
Right, you got Funaki with a slight size advantage, but incredibly aggressive and explosive striker in Rutten. Very dangerous. At any moment, any one of those strikes could take you down and out, and the fight could quickly be over for you. But Funaki is going to have the edge in experience and all-around ability.
And Bas Rutten 2-0, undefeated thus far. Masakatsu Funaki, on the other hand, he's 3-1, and we saw that loss, which was against Wayne Shamrock in the first ever event of Pancrase.
Well, certainly losing to somebody like Ken Shamrock is not really anything to be upset about, but understandably so, he's got a very tough opponent in front of him with Bas Rutten.
You would make a great motivational speaker, Josh, if you aren't one already. As this fight starts, Bas Rutten probably going to try some strikes with the leg early on.
Bas just waiting to explode with a strike at any moment.
And they almost knocked Funaki down for a second. Funaki gets back up, and a very wise move by Masakatsu Funaki. While Bas is striking, he took him down.
Yeah, exactly. Bas just throws everything behind every single strike he throws. While that is part of the reason for his so many devastating and quick knockouts, it also leaves him a bit open to things like the takedown, which Funaki took well advantage of.
Now, you might notice some of the writing on Bas's hands. On the back of his hands, he has there you see it, the letter R, which is him reminding himself to relax so he doesn't get gassed. And Josh, as a fighter, how easy is it to expend all your energy early on and not have enough when it counts?
Well, it could really happen at any moment. If you think that maybe you've knocked a guy down, you damaged him, that the fight could be over at any minute, get real amped up and the adrenaline starts pumping and you throw everything you got into something. Well, if they're able to survive that, you might think that, well, that wasn't the wisest choice out there. But being relaxed and calm is really a necessity in the fight game, because if you can't keep your head about you, then there's no way you're going to be able to react very, very well, or at least make the right decisions when you're in a tight spot in the fight.
But at the same time, Funaki is a submission specialist. Bas Rutten can't be too relaxed. If he's too relaxed for a moment, Funaki could submit him.
That's true. That's true. And right here, it looks like Rutten is really just trying to get a stalemate going by clamping down on Funaki and really just not so much as countering his techniques, but just not giving him anything to use.
And Funaki, very wise, keeping this fight on the ground where Bas's knees and palm strikes don't really come into play.
Right. Funaki's going to take his time. He's not going to stall. He's not going to be non-aggressive, but he is going to. He's not going to rush anything. He's not going to make any rash decisions. Rutten there, a submission attempt on his behalf for a side choke off of his back.
Funaki still on top in the half guard position.
Rutten clamped down for dear life. Doesn't want to let Funaki get any distance or to isolate any one of his limbs.
And Funaki, thus far in the beginning, looking in control. Bas's undefeated record might be in jeopardy.
Yeah, Funaki working the top wrist lock there. Maybe looking for a setup for the arm lock from the mount position.
And Bas, nice palm strike to the face. And it looks like that Funaki might have given up on the arm, and now he's going for the ankle.
Yeah, he's got a nice toe hold setup going there. Bas
just struck Funaki in the face. And now the ankle is turned It looks like Boss Rutten gave a closed fist punch to the face of Funaki. Looks like that upset Funaki, who twisted that ankle even more.
Yeah, Funaki just enraged at getting hit with a closed fist by Rutten, just screams why after the match. You know what's the point? Why did you hit me with a closed fist? Which is really one of the cardinal rules within Pancrase. Is one of the main fouls is not to hit with a closed fist to the face.
So this fight ends 258 in the first round. Now, of course, later in the fight, Rutten and Funaki would both do the Rutten jumps, which was a good moment, and it looks like these guys could be some pretty good gymnasts.
Well, certainly there was no loss of respect between the two fighters, and things do happen within the ring, but at the same time, everything was resolved within the ring, and they'll certainly not make the same mistakes on Rutten's end, and Funaki and Rutten are no beef there.
Perhaps Boss's instincts took over when he had that ankle lock on him.
And certainly you can't completely fault Boss for making a mistake like that, because he is not a seasoned veteran like Funaki at this point.
なんか気持ち的にはすごいスポーツマン
いい選手ですね。
だからこれから次が怖いですね。次慣れたら本当強いですよ。
グラウンド慣れてますよね。
グラウンドそうですね。だいぶ落ち着いてきた。とにかく打撃がすごいですね。もうとてつもない破壊力ですよ。あれはまともに食らったら。だってあいつがあれじゃないですか。頂点打ってる時の写真見たんですけども、サンドバッグがもうこんな折り曲がってますからね。あれはもう本当技術云々抜きにしてもう本当にすごいと思いますよ。
All right, when we come back, our second main event, keep it locked.